Oh, look at that.
Hopefully,
What is
you have an idea of what it is.
What is that?
I would say it's like, gun-related.
Yeah?
It almost looks like a sight.
Oak Island continues to hide mysterious artifacts that seem to tell stories of history, hardship, and events long forgotten. And this time, even more unusual discoveries have been uncovered, raising fresh questions about the island's mysterious past. So, what led to these discoveries? Let's take a closer look. Our story begins at the mysterious Lot 5, an area believed to have many secrets hidden beneath its surface. While exploring the site, Rick Lagina and metal detection expert Gary Drayton noticed a strange circular depression in the ground. The unusual formation immediately caught their attention and sparked new speculation about what might have happened there centuries ago. With the mystery of Oak Island once again open for discussion, anticipation filled the air as Rick and Gary began examining the area. They wanted to understand who had created the unusual formation, why it was there, and whether it could be connected to the island's long-running treasure mystery. Gary soon began sweeping his metal detector across the site. "This is our chance to shine," he said, clearly excited by the possibility of finding something significant. As the search continued, the detector began producing several signals. "I've got a dozen flags in this area," Gary announced. The early evidence suggested that the circular depression could contain artifacts dating from the 17th century through the middle of the 18th century. If accurate, these objects could provide another glimpse into Oak Island's distant past. Rick and Gary carefully marked the promising locations and began investigating them one by one. But uncovering the truth was far from easy. Hours of searching, digging, and waiting were required before they could finally see what was buried beneath the soil. The quiet atmosphere was repeatedly interrupted by the sharp beeping of the metal detector as Gary searched for hidden targets. With every signal, the suspense increased. What stories could these buried objects reveal? Could they provide new information about the people who once visited or lived on Oak Island? And more importantly, could any of them be connected to the island's legendary treasure? Then, finally, the detector produced another strong signal. Gary immediately began digging, while Rick watched with growing anticipation. "Come on, let it be something good," Rick urged. Moments later, the soil revealed a small piece of lead. Although it appeared ordinary at first glance, its age made it potentially significant. The object could date back to the early 1700s, placing it firmly within a fascinating period of Oak Island's history. Naturally, more questions followed. Could this small lead artifact somehow be connected to the mysterious historical accounts surrounding the island? Was it related to the movements of ships that visited the region centuries ago? Or was it simply another forgotten object left behind by someone long ago? There was no way to know yet. As the search continued, another unusual discovery appeared. This time, the team came across what looked like a casing from a shell. Gary immediately recognized that the object deserved closer examination. Because of its unusual appearance and possible historical importance, the team decided to bring in Helen, the resident archaeologist, to study it. While they waited for her assessment, curiosity grew. Could the object provide evidence of Oak Island's maritime history? Might it be connected to activity dating back to the 17th century? Or could it reveal something entirely unexpected? Helen carefully examined the artifact. Rick looked on and eventually asked, "What do you think of that?" The discovery seemed to offer another small glimpse into a forgotten chapter of the past. For the treasure hunters, moments like this are what make the search so compelling. Every artifact has the potential to reveal something that has remained hidden for centuries. And with every new discovery, the questions only multiplied. Could these artifacts eventually change what historians know about Oak Island? Could the lead object have witnessed some long-forgotten event? Was it connected to the people who once traveled through the area? Or was it simply an isolated relic from another time? The clues emerging from Lot 5 were becoming increasingly intriguing. Rick Lagina and Gary Drayton soon encountered another strange artifact, and their excitement was obvious. "What is that?" Rick asked. At first glance, the object appeared to resemble part of a firearm. Helen studied it carefully, trying to determine exactly what they had uncovered. Gary, drawing on his experience with historical artifacts, offered his own observation. "That looks like a gun sight, doesn't it?" If his interpretation was correct, the discovery could add another fascinating piece to the complicated historical puzzle of Oak Island. But as with so many discoveries on the island, one question remained unanswered. Was this artifact simply a relic from the past, or was it another? Clue pointing toward a much larger story? For now, the mystery of Lot 5 continues. Each signal, each artifact, and every unusual formation adds another piece to the puzzle, keeping the search for Oak Island's secrets alive. Could this strange artifact be a remnant of a time when secret activities were taking place on Oak Island? Could it be a silent witness to events that were buried beneath the island's soil centuries ago? As the team examined the mysterious object, Rick and the others tried to understand its purpose. It appeared to have some kind of military connection, making the discovery even more interesting. But what exactly was it? And what could it tell them about Oak Island's past? The team decided to take the artifact to the laboratory, where modern technology and archaeological expertise could reveal details that were impossible to see in the field. The copper, barrel-shaped object immediately caught Rick's attention. "I'm curious," he admitted. The next day, Rick, Craig Tester, and the rest of the team gathered at the Interpretive Center. Archaeologist Lair Nan and archaeologist Emma Culligan carefully examined the artifact recovered from Lot 5. Then came the breakthrough. Emma identified the object as a ramrod guide from a musket. This meant the artifact was connected to an old smoothbore firearm, but its exact age and origin were still uncertain. The team wondered what type of musket it belonged to and when it had been used. Its characteristics suggested that it could date anywhere from the 1600s to the 1800s, leaving a remarkably broad historical window. The artifact's aged patina provided another clue, while a small hole in the object made it particularly unusual. The team began considering whether it might have French, English, or another European connection. Rather than solving the mystery, the discovery created even more questions. Rick and the team then turned to advanced technology for answers. They used a CT scanner to examine the artifact without damaging it. The scan produced a detailed three-dimensional image, revealing features hidden inside the object. When Rick saw the results, he was surprised. "The little hole just got big," he observed. The CT scan gave the team a much clearer view of the artifact's internal structure. Everyone carefully studied the image, hoping it might provide a new clue to the history of Lot 5. Then something unexpected appeared. Roman numerals could be seen on the scan. The discovery immediately attracted the team's attention. Craig wondered whether the markings resembled the Roman numeral 8. The possibility was intriguing, because similar markings and unusual structures had previously been associated with discoveries at Smith's Cove. Earlier investigations had uncovered a large U-shaped wooden structure at Smith's Cove, measuring approximately 65 feet in length. The structure became an important part of the Oak Island mystery, and was connected to theories about a possible flood tunnel system. This raised an exciting possibility. Could the artifact recovered from Lot 5 somehow be connected to the strange structures discovered elsewhere on the island? Under the leadership of Rick Lagina, Marty Lagina, and the late Dan Blankenship, years of investigation had uncovered numerous objects and structures that continued to raise questions about Oak Island's past. Now, the musket-related artifact offered another potential piece of the puzzle. Could it be connected to the island's military history? Could the Roman markings provide a clue to when or by whom it was used? And could these discoveries somehow relate to the mysterious 1746 ship's log? There were still no definite answers, but the evidence was becoming increasingly fascinating. What began as a small and seemingly ordinary artifact had opened the door to a much larger mystery involving weapons, buried structures, historical records, and possible connections across different parts of Oak Island. For Rick and the team, the investigation was far from over. Every new discovery seemed to lead to another question, and every clue brought them one step deeper into the island's enduring mystery. The secrets of Oak Island remained hidden, but the discoveries from Lot 5 suggested that the next breakthrough could be closer than ever. The discovery of Roman numerals on the artifact brought the team's attention back to one of Oak Island's most enduring mysteries. The old account describing treasure supposedly buried deep inside a hole on a wooded island. For Rick, the appearance of Roman numerals was especially significant. He pointed out that, as far as they knew, no other artifact discovered on Oak Island had ever carried similar markings. The unexpected detail immediately gave the team a new reason to believe that the artifact might hold an important clue. Gary Drayton also felt that the discovery had renewed their hope. "This has given us some hope," he explained. The finding encouraged the team to continue searching Lot 5 with even greater determination. Instead of ending the investigation, the artifact had opened the possibility that more important discoveries could still be waiting beneath the surface. With that renewed optimism, the team returned to Lot 5 and continued their search for additional pieces that might complete the puzzle. Every signal and every artifact could potentially reveal another connection to Oak Island's mysterious past. Before moving forward, the team expressed their appreciation to Lair Nan for his contribution to the investigation. But there was little time to pause. The search was continuing, and the mystery of Lot 5 was far from solved. For Rick, Gary, and the rest of the team, this discovery was not an ending. It was another beginning. The Roman numerals had raised new questions, strengthened their curiosity, and given them another reason to keep searching for the truth hidden beneath Oak Island. And who knows? The next artifact they uncover could finally bring them closer to understanding the island's greatest mystery. If you enjoyed this discovery and found the story interesting, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more Oak Island mysteries and updates.